I'm the Glub Glow Gabgala.
Hey guys, it's your boy Shockman27 here, and today I want to give you guys my thoughts on the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. And before I hit my spoilers, let me give you guys the rundown of what I thought. But this is a very good movie, of course. Like, is that a shock? Nah, nobody's really shocked. Any Spider-Man fan will know that this film will be peak, and yeah, this film is actual near peak, and that will be explained in spoilers. Well, for one, let me give out some positives. I really like the Punisher. He's my second favorite Marvel character, and to see him and Spider-Man talk with each other in a big blockbuster film, it feels like a dream. It still does feel like a dream because these two, their chemistry's off the charts. It literally feels like he is the perfect replacement for that of, not even replacement, like the perfect stand-in for like Daredevil. In the way like these guys are just like mixing in this yin and yang type of dynamic of each other where it doesn't feel out of place, it feels very natural. They somehow managed to make this extremely hardcore character fit very well with the world of Spider-Man, which is a lot less dark and bleak. His "let me tell you something" rants are everywhere in this film, and they're all glorious to witness. He still feels very true to himself from the Netflix shows. It feels very strange how this is probably the best appearance he's ever been in since like season 1 of The Punisher. But honestly, that just made the film all the more fun to watch. And speaking of which, I love how this film really embraces the comic bookness of the character, where since this has the pleasure of being part of the MCU, you got so many cameos from the MCU as a whole and references to past events that feels commonplace and normal. Like, New York feels very lived in, very breathed in. Love how the city really backs Spider-Man. It really feels like classic Spider-Man, like the ones you see from the Sony films. It's just very cool to see how he's pretty much an established part of this world. Tom Holland as Spider-Man himself, oh yeah, he's awesome. Like, he definitely is going to carry this character for a long time, and he deserves it because this is probably his best performance of the character since he doesn't have Tony Stark's intervention saving this time. He has to use his brain, his wits, his technology. They really showcase the genius of this character in this film more than any other film in the franchise. And yes, I can confirm that he does indeed suffer throughout this whole film. And I can confirm that I did indeed had a big smile on my face throughout. I also love how low stakes the film felt, like a very grounded Spider-Man tale, even though who does appear leads to some very big implications in the future of the MCU, which I'll talk about in spoilers. And lastly, the direction style of this movie, it is so good. It definitely is the best directed Spider-Man film since The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I know is controversial, but for that film's faults, I cannot deny that film looked amazing and it was directed brilliantly, especially the action in this film is so good, like very good, like straight up scenarios from Insomniac video games. Good. And it isn't really shocking considering this is directed from the guy who did the Shang-Chi film, which holds the honor of having the best hand-to-hand fight scenes of any Marvel film, so having his stylish approach to action really helped with the whole web-slinger acrobatic vibe of Spider-Man a lot more than those John Watt movies, which honest to God, those films are all very boring in terms of their direction, in terms of their, like, everything. Except for that Green Goblin fight scene. That was literally the best directed action scene in the entire of the John Watts trilogy, whatever. Honestly, those films, I don't even want to think about them. And yeah, anyway, onto the spoilers.
Jean Grey.
There were still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand.
The terrorists only set us back a bit.
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Enough from the clown!
Yeah, the reason why I did that intro is because, for one, Jean Grey is in this movie, which is like the biggest surprise because I did not look through any spoilers or anything. I was absolutely shocked, especially seeing another cameo, which is that Lena from the Thunderbolts. She's in this film in a bathtub, which I'm not going to complain about. I dig it. The second point is how Jean Grey, for some reason, she's a bit of a terrorist, and the film wants to go through this whole notion of justifying her actions, and she holds pretty much no accountability at the end. Like, she literally gets away with that shit. No ramifications, whatever. It's just that she became a changed woman, even though so much probably damage and loss of life was committed by her for her own like misunderstanding of the situation, which could have been resolved if she literally just, you know, talked to Spider-Man, the guy who's very nice. I'll talk about it more after this one. And the third part, it has to do with the whole Spider-Man literally invented this whole device to like literally prevent himself from going full arachnid mode, which literally makes him lose control of himself and just goes like pretty much game on time, gamer mode, like a full gamer mode, where he goes all full black eye peas and just goes crazy. Like it's essentially him going all black symbiote without the symbiote being there because Sony, they refused to allow the MCU to properly integrate the symbiote to this damn universe, which is annoying. But yeah, he created this device to prevent himself, and DODC, yeah, that's what they're called. They decide to use down Jean Grey to suppress her mutant powers because he has Jean Grey, she's indeed a mutant. They in fact did this whole like capturing of her and her own kind because of Sarah, because they looked into Sarah, how she was a telepath and all that shit, like she's kind of dangerous. Which, let me get back to that part where I was talking about Jean Grey being terrorist. Like yeah, it is shown in the flashback scene with Jean Grey and Sarah that, oh yes, she just casually like showcases her powers where she just forcefully like mind hops between like a park filled of random civilians. Just look at how powerful you can become, how much cool you are. And I'm like, that's actually kind of a frankly very terrifying power that they can just casually do. Like you're just mind your own business. In fact, the whole film describes the whole feeling of like 1 second you're in your own room, the next second you're literally just flying in the air. It's absolutely insanely scary shit. And then she just tells her sister about it, being like, you can do this in the future. And she's like, oh okay, I came and do one. And then Sarah's all like, okay, let me show you. She literally just hops between like 5 people at once and then just forcefully makes this one woman do this humiliating like high maneuver to playfully show her sister, oh yes, you can just forcefully make people do whatever the fuck you want against their will, because that's a very honorable thing to do. And yeah, she sees her sister get captured and she decides to go on this huge tirade throughout the city just for the sake of finding out where is her sister, what's going on, the VMAX shit. And it's like, well, Jean Grey, you know, you can literally just ask Spider-Man about it. Like he can literally try and help you and investigate himself because he has the privilege and backing of pretty much New York to go and investigate the DODC, who were deemed since like the Battle of New York with the aliens. He can look into it because in the end of the film, he 100% literally backs like Jean Grey to understand what's going on with her sister and to comfort her. So again, you're just seeing scenes of her just like taking control of old woman to drive around like stolen DODC tech, like a big thing throughout New York, endangering the lives of so many people. She really plants bombs within that fucking tank that blows up the entire building, which who knows how many people didn't escape time. Well, all we see is that so many people are injured and harmed from that shit. Then she decides to go and like kidnap and take control of a known villain and literally destroy shit for the sake of it, just so she can bring in the webhead, whatever, just so she can fuck with him. And then the next part, she does the most insanely evil shit where she literally takes control of Mary Jane and literally makes her go jump off a roof, just after the part where she's pretty much just like pretending to make it so that Mary Jane is actually still remembers Spider-Man and actually makes out with him, like an indirect kiss with him, which is absolutely insane. It feels like this weird implication. It reminds me of The Boys, where Huey gets like SA'd by someone who looks similar to his own girlfriend. And then she decides like, I'm just gonna throw off this woman so I can fuck with you even more, which would have been absolutely insane. But this character we're meant to like have sympathy for with that Aunt May scene where she's pretty much like in place of that of Peter Parker. She literally was willing to kill the life of an innocent bystander just to fuck with the guy, not for like, you gotta help me find my sister. No, just to go and fuck with him, just to tell him, hey, you better not do this, you better not block me and my act for vengeance, whatever. And it's like, you think a guy like Spider-Man will actually fall for shit like that? Do you not know Spider-Man? She always talks about how she knows about him. She even goes to his base, but even so, she doesn't really know the simple fact that a guy like Spider-Man, he's not gonna quit. He's literally going to find and put a stop to whatever she's going to do. Even if she kills her own loved one, she kills his own loved one, he's not gonna stop. He's gonna in fact give him more motivation to stop you. So why not just be peaceful and not resort to killing people? And then the next scene, she literally just lets one driver, like one worker, just get run on by a car. And Spider-Man literally does not give a shit, which is one of the weirdest moments in this film. And what's even weirder is in the end, he's literally telling her, you're not killer. He convinced her that she's not killer. You're not that bad of a person. I'm like, nigga, like you literally just witnessed her take control of a construction worker and see him getting run over by a fucking cab. And just before that, she literally just mind nukes New York. Like, New York is honestly the most unluckiest city in the MCU because, my god, like what, in the span of a year, they experienced the Sentry blackout incident and now they have a mine jack incident? Like, what is going on, bro? this is like the most craziest shit, and it's like we're meant to have sympathy for this lady. I mean, yeah, her scene with Aunt May is absolutely like a really well acted scene, but it was ruined for me at least because I got really bad audience who were constantly laughing throughout the moment, so I couldn't really take it serious. That's why I want to watch the film again because, bro, not only because the film's good, but it's because I want to actually understand those emotional beats in a more quiet audience. Well, whatever. It's still felt very weird how the film wanted to eat his own cake too, while just trying to jump over the hurdle that is like Jean Grey being that of an actual like terrorist who's doing out for like her own path of vengeance. Again, she reminds me of that one ginger chick from Captain America, whatever, that TV show in The Winter Soldier. It was a really bad show. Like, oh my god. Like, we have to have sympathy for a terrorist now? I mean, besides that, it's like, a lot of parts of the film are great, man. Like, Peter Parker and the Punisher, just being, like, okay with, like, Mary Jane, for example. Oh, yes, those two had great dynamicism. Like, dynamic between each other, yeah. Like, Ned, he's also pretty funny in the sense that he's pretty much, like, just a complete Spider-Man fanboy, which is very cute. It's also a really funny implication how in the end it's implied that, oh yes, Peter and Mary Jane, those guys can't love each other because Mary Jane just flat out rejects him because she does not remember him, to the point that one scene where she finds out about the letter Peter had for her, which is absolutely like, oh god, the whole scene is painful to watch, I was gonna say, but in the best way. Like, she keeps on referring to herself like in third person, like her to reference herself instead of like me. This person you're talking about, I bet you'll find her, but I don't know you and I don't love you. That's literally the most brutal moment in the entire film. And then in the house again, that woman you love, well, she's definitely going to be a lovely person for you. I'm just like, can you stop being such a jerk to my man Peter? He's already having you so bad. Why is he going through so much shit, man? It's like the film hates him, and it makes sense. Like, it's a part of Spider-Man. He has to suffer. It's a canon event for him to literally suffer for the sake of drama, and it's beautiful to watch because Spider-Man, he has to suffer. But getting back to what I'm saying, it's like, in the end of the film, to me, is one of the most wholesome moments in the fucking Spider-Man media, is in the way, like, his bromance with Ned. He remembers the handshake they made since, like, Homecoming. It's one of the most beautiful shit ever. The way the film just ends at exactly that moment, I'm like, that is brilliant. That is literally one of the most well-defined, most satisfying payoffs to any film I've seen in such a while. It literally just implies that the power of bromance eclipses that of normal romance in the MCU. It's absolutely insanely beautiful and poignant stuff. It made me go, wow, this film is brilliant. This film is actually brilliant. Holy shit. Oh wait, about the third point I talk about, the inhibitor. Oh yeah, about the Jean Grey thing. Yeah, they're pretty much just going to talk about how the DODC is going to become like the humans from the X-Men lore, where they're going to be this organization where they're going to be anti-mutant. They're going to have the inhibitors put towards mutants left and right everywhere. They're going to be oppressed and shit, and it's like, yeah, it's going to suck for mutants, and Spider-Man is directly the result of this epidemic of mutant slavery, because, yeah, these superpowered individuals who have the powers of gods can get impressed by normie humans. Yeah, sure. And now I am going in circles. Okay, back on track. Oh, yeah. The Hulk is in this movie, and he's barely a factor in this film. The last time we ever see him, after he goes full Hulk mode in that really fun scene with him as Spider-Man, is anyone hurt? It's really sad because, you know, this is his first time going full Hulk mode since the events of Infinity War, and he absolutely is traumatized and sickened by it. It's to the point that the people who's putting him in the truck, they don't even say anything. They're just annoyed and pissed that he went full Hulk, because they're just like, bro, like, why are you doing this, man? Why you gotta exist? Why are you even still breathing? It's like, god damn it, this is how you treat Bruce Banner? Like, this film, he's treated like shit, man. Like, he's barely even a factor in this movie. He's pretty much just a glorified cameo. I mean, it's great to see classic, old school Hulk, but damn, bro, they barely used the Hulk in this film, and it's like, I wish they used him more, but it's also healthy enough, because if he was there in the film more, he probably wouldn't have been a bit too problematic in the way how Spider-Man going to deal with this Hulk rampaging around New York. That'll be such a mess. Yeah, whatever. The Handons in this movie, yeah, they exist. I mean, I like how they look, and the way they fall is probably the most fun and energetic they've ever been portrayed on screen, because in the Netflix shows, they're just a bunch of ninjas fighting very grounded combat. This one, they're just flipping on top of each other. Wire fu, as I do say so myself, is very goofy. I really love the fighting. Felt kind of like Crouching Dragon with the way they fought. Like, the whole fight scene alone was, the whole hand fight scene was such a great scene. Oh my gosh, like, seeing Spider-Man getting fucking absolutely, like, floored by the hand is absolutely fun to watch. Especially the part where he got beaten up so hard that he literally just comically, like, slides his head through the fucking ground after getting knocked out. It's like the most over-the-top way of showcasing a guy getting absolutely devastated by a bunch of trained ninjas in the film. Oh my god, just seeing him slide head first in the ground made me laugh. It's one of the funniest shots in the whole film. It's not even meant to be a gag. It just shows how Spider-Man is just so comically mismatched, outmatched in all these situations, to the point it seems like the actors have like this very like devilish like hatred towards the guy, to the point it turns comical. That's what I felt like watching that scene. Seeing him getting clowned by these ninjas, it was too much. It was so funny. It was such a fucking badass scene. Probably the best Spider-Man fight scene in the MCU, to be fair. Again, that's what happens when you have the guy who directed Shang-Chi direct the Spider-Man film. Felt very energetic. Yeah. The Punisher versus the Hulk is also something I never once will imagine seeing in the big films, or seeing him actually be involved with the fight with the Hulk. God, that was also another highlight. And seeing him absolutely freak the fuck out when the Hulk was chasing him is one of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like, this is the guy who until now was just fighting like a bunch of goons. Like, literally just guys with guns. The AVTV, whatever, the guys from that shitty Daredevil TV show. Born Again, that shitty show. He went from fighting those guys to fighting fucking the Hulk. That's one of the biggest glow-ups I've seen the guy go in any type of source material. That's only something you see in a comic book or a video game. Seeing him fight the Hulk is so insane. Like, bro, those seems hilarious and really cool. But again, Jean Grey, she gotta ruin it. Anyway, you got that amazing scene with Aunt May, again ruined by my audience, and just left me like, this is such a great film. I gotta watch it again. I definitely gotta watch it again. It's such a well-paced movie. Honestly, is a more fun, entertaining film to watch than something like The Odyssey, which is a weird thing to say because The Odyssey is his own different film, but this film was so much more better. As a Spider-Man fan, I'm so glad that Spider-Man is pretty much at his very peak with the movies. Like, I can't wait for that Across the Multiverse sequel. Like, I'll watch the sequel again, and yeah, this film, really great movie.
Not all